Hello, welcome to the Mark Janard Show, the cybersecurity show. In this video, I'm going to go over why Mac users deserve better. I'm going to talk about a flaw in Mac and Windows, but we're going to keep it with Macs, okay? So without further ado, let's get right into it. You know, we're going dark. Okay, so an Opera MyFlaw bug could let hackers run any file on your Mac or Windows, but we're going to keep it Mac. Now, cybersecurity researchers have disclosed a non-patch security flaw in the Opera web browser for Microsoft Windows and Apple Mac OS that could be exploited to execute any file on the underlying operating system. The remote code execution vulnerability has been codenamed MyFlaw by the Guardio Labs research team, owing to the fact that it takes advantage of a feature called MyFlow that makes it possible to sync messages and files between mobile and desktop devices. This is a statement. This is achieved through a controlled browser extension, effectively bypassing the browser's sandbox and the entire browser process, the company said in a statement shared with the Hacker News. The issue impacts both the Opera browser and Opera GX. Following responsible disclosure on November 17, 2023, it was addressed as part of updates shipped on November 22, 2023. MyFlow features a chat-like interface to exchange notes and files, the latter of which can be opened via a web interface, meaning a file can be executed outside of the browser's security boundaries. It is pre-installed in the browser and facilitated by means of a built-in or internal browser extension called Opera Touch Background, which is responsible for communicating with its mobile counterpart. This also means that the extension comes with its own manifest file specifying all the required permissions and its behavior, including a property known as externally connectable that declares which other web pages and extensions can connect to it. The exploit installing a malicious extension that auto-triggers the attack chain to code execution. In the case of Opera, the domains that can talk to the extension should match the patterns, and Peter put that on the screen. He's going to put both of them on the screen, but controlled by the browser vendor itself. This exposure, the messaging API to any web page that matches the URL patterns, you specify Google Notes in its documentation. The URL pattern must contain at least a second-level domain. Guardio Labs said it was able to unearth a long-forgotten version of the MyFlow landing page hosted on the domain web.flow.opera.com using the URLscan.io website scanner tool. The page itself looks quite the same as the current one in production, but changes lie under the hood. Not only that it lacks the content security policy meta tag, but it also holds a script tag calling for a JavaScript file without any integrity check, the company said. This is exactly what an attacker needs: an unsafe, forgotten, vulnerable to code injection asset, and most importantly, has access to very high permission native browser API. The attack chain then hinges, creating a specially crafted extension that masquerades as a mobile device to pair with the victim's computer and transmit an encrypted malicious payload via the modified JavaScript file to host for subsequent execution by prompting the user to click anywhere on the screen. Okay, so the findings highlight the increasing complexity of browser-based attacks and the different vectors that can be exploited by threat actors to their advantage. Now here's, I'm going to give you some of a statement. Despite operating in sandbox environments, extensions can be powerful tools for hackers, enabling them to steal information and breach browser security boundaries, the company told the Hacker News. This underscores the need for internal design changes at Opera and improvements in Chromium's infrastructure, for instance, disabling third-party extension permissions on dedicated production domains similar to Chrome's web store, and is recommended but has not yet been implemented by Opera. So please let me know what you think about this story in the comment section below. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the notification bell. I appreciate your viewership and see you on the next video.